Proverbs 14:22. Do not those who plot evil go astray, but those who plan what is good find love and faithfulness. Good day, everybody. I am gonna go get some food right now. Fingers crossed. Don't want to get my hopes up, but we're supposed to have family night tonight, so we'll see if it happens. And everything points to that it should. So find out a little bit later. Alright, I'm going over to the house for family night. Josh and Heather are not back yet. Hopefully they get back soon. It's my choice, finally. We're gonna play Clue. Alright, just got back from the house next door. We played Clue. We only had time for one game because Josh and Heather got back a little bit later than we would have liked and they still had to eat. So we only had time for one game. So we played the new mansion on the new version of the game. And we did not have time. We're not able to get to the boardwalk on the other side of the board. That one sounds pretty interesting. It's got bonus cards. 3 places on the board have question marks. And the question mark, there's a question mark card by each one. 3 bonus cards. And the cards are one person only cards, so the first one gets it, and no one else can have it after that. One of the cards says that you can, you have to put the card in the box once you read this. It's a one-time only use, and one person has to, you can choose one person, I guess out of order, and that person has to show you 2 cards. Another one, just like the first one, has to be put in the box afterwards, can't be used again. So the one person gets it, and they get to see 1 card from each player. Another huge advantage. The third one, possibly the best of them all, depends on how well it's used, is you get to keep this card in front of you, and on every one of your turns, you get to you don't have to make 1 suggestion, 1 clue question. You get to make 2 on every turn. Thus doubling your chances of, doubling the speed at which you would figure out the answer. There are some drawbacks, like you can't glean from other people's answers because you just get 2 of your own straight up in a row. But 3 pretty good bonuses that could help out. And if you play with 6 players or 5 players or 4 players, if you play with more than 3 players, then basically, you either race to one or you take a different path to one of the other ones. One of them is like around the corner. The other one's like right in the middle of the boardwalk path, but it's the other side. And so it's like one down here, another one over here, the third one's up here. So it's kind of like a triangle layout, but you have to actually get to it. So it's a matter of just racing to one of them. And if you have more than 3 players, a couple players are going to be left out of luck and have to play the game the way it's meant to be played. With the advantage the other people get. So that's pretty cool. I suppose if you want to make it a really fair game, you take those out, and then you have the kind of board that I always thought you should have, one that has the same amount of rooms, weapons, and people. So that'd be an alternate way to play, depending on how well we like this new version of it. Anyway, we only played Mansion tonight, and Heather wound up pulling off the win. I did some bad job with marking. We were using new scorecards, and I tried something and I was like, no, this is just making it more confusing, so I wound up erasing it. But I wasn't remembering it as clearly as I would have if it wasn't making those marks, because I was relying on those marks instead of trying to rely on my memory completely, which in this case would have been the better thing to do. So anyway, we played, and I still had so many rooms to figure out because I didn't have any rooms in my hand, and apparently I had the wrong person pegged too. I had myself plumb pegged, but my dad had it, and I couldn't get to him because he was to my right, so I had to go through everyone else. And I got to him once while guessing plumb, but he showed me the weapon, which I guessed also, so he had both of those things. And the room I was in at the time wound up being the right room, so and I almost guessed the right weapon instead of the weapon I guessed, which means he would have shown me Plum, and I still wouldn't have known for sure if it was the rooms or not. So who knows what would have happened if I played differently. I don't have a clue. But I do have a clue, I just didn't win at it. So, but it was good. I'm glad that we actually finally, after like 2 or 3 weeks, finally got back to a family night. So I always enjoy those. Now it's going to be a quiet evening. It's 10 o'clock right now. So I got a few videos on YouTube to watch, or maybe I'll pull up an episode of Chuck. And I do have another show, but I'm going to wait until my grandma goes to bed and watch it out there on the TV. So that's my plan for tonight. I'll check up with you guys a little bit later and let you know if anything surprising happened. Alright, this vlog is basically over. I filled you guys in, didn't really do anything else. I watched all of my YouTube videos. I found this app, which is apparently only available on the iPhone, not on my iPad, that has that sets up all your Facebook groups onto one thing and sets it up in a slightly nicer fashion and stuff like that. So I'll see how easy it is to do some of the things that I do in my big group that I'm a part of. That's got almost 1,000 people that I'm one of the admins of. The wrestling group that I'm a part of. It's a good interaction with people overall, and gives me a reason to keep watching WWE as much as some people say I shouldn't. It's entertaining, and mostly it's this group that keeps me going. Just this group of people that we like to interact and stuff on there. So I don't want to not know what they're talking about, so I just keep watching. So that's my main reason for staying involved in watching wrestling, if any of you were wondering that. It's the interaction with the people in the group. I don't want to not know what they're talking about. I just said that, so repeating myself. Anyway, so it'll be interesting to see how that group develops, but I just thought it'd be cool. Maybe it'll be too much memory on my phone and I'll have to delete it. But I'll try it out for a little while and see how it goes. If you ever see me looking off to the left, it's because I'm looking at the record button, which is on the screen, and it always falls right over my right eye. And it looks like I have like a black eye or kind of like a robotic cyborg eye, kind of. And so that's why I keep looking over there, if you're wondering that. You probably weren't, but now you're going to notice all the time. Anyway, but other than that, nothing happened tonight. So I'm going to go out actually and watch that show that I have to watch out in the living room, which is WWE Raw. It'll be interesting to see what happens after the event that happened last night, the pay-per-view. It's not really a pay-per-view anymore, but the Sunday night event, I guess you could say. So, for Donnie, Abe, George, and me, good night, everybody. See you tomorrow. Bye.